Hi guys, this is Sohail here from Beacon Media. We are a content marketing agency, as you may know if you're watching this. I have along with me Ketan. Ketan, please tell everybody
Hi guys.
Yes, hi here and hi there.
Hi guys. So I am Ketan, and Sohail will be telling more about me right now.
Yes,
and
I will
I'll
be telling more
coming
about
back to you guys.
So the entire point of the Be Conversations is, of course, to interact with people of people who are special in their own way, and people who have accomplished something worth mentioning, and hoping that our interaction with each other can help other people as well. Right? So the reason Ketan is here with me today. Before that, I'll just tell you briefly about Ketan. So I know Ketan. I may be a little biased in today's interview because I know Ketan from the time I was I think we were in our undies. So yes, so I know Ketan from a very long time.
Yes.
Nonetheless, the reason Ketan is here is because about Ketan, yes, of course. So he's needless to say, he's a fitness enthusiast.
Yeah.
He has been a fitness enthusiast from before it was cool to be a fitness enthusiast, because right from school days he was into fitness, taking care of his own body. Number one. Needless to say, you may have seen him in billboards across the city because he's had a stint at modeling as well. And primarily, the interesting part, he comes from a family of folks who are established in the garment industry. He had even after college, even after his MBA, he had a establishment set business ready. But the reason he's sitting over here is because he never chose that convenient path. He chose a path which was completely different, nothing to do with two generations of what his family has been doing, and he has been successful at the decision that he took. So today's interaction, Ketan, is to help other. So basically, we are not yet ultra billionaires or oligarchs. We can still call ourselves mid-level businessmen.
Mid-level businessmen.
So the reason we are interacting today, Ketan, is because, like I was saying, we want to help mid-level businesses adopt what you have done as well.
To understand the importance of sometimes, like for businessmen, it's very important to understand the cost factor.
Yes.
So in order to understand the cost factor, like every businesses, like the nascent businesses which are coming up, they generally shut down because of the cost factor.
Yes.
So one has to understand that the cost is something that has to be in the mind of the person who's the founder or who's the managing director.
You can't fudge the balance sheet.
Exactly. So a lot of people just focus on the revenue part and not take much into consideration the cost and the expense that incurs to get that revenue.
Right.
And eventually the imbalance of the calculation may lead to the shutting down of that business.
Right.
So in order to not do that, we are having this discussion so that we can get into a reasonably understand that there is a reasonably easier way
the correct
to
way
also
to
market digitally market yourself in a very reasonable amount, with a reasonable amount of money and backup, and then you can still succeed.
Yes, and the reason I'm interacting with Ketan today is because when we talk digital media, social media, immediately the businesses that come to your mind will be a lot F&B driven. But today it is also hospitality driven, but it's completely different because Ketan Regency is in the hospitality industry. It is a standalone hotel.
Right.
Yes. So Ketan, quickly I'll ask you if you can tell our viewers a little about Ketan Regency, where it is located.
So Ketan Regency is a boutique hotel. Why I call it a boutique hotel? Because it is different to other hotels in the way that there are guest houses everywhere. At a low level stage, if you see a low level, say if you compare the hotel businesses, if you divide it into say few tiers, like say if level 1 tier, if you keep all the guest houses, so I've just tried to connect to the level 2 tier, which is just below, just above the level 1 tier, that is the guest houses, and below those 3-star, 2-star hotels, and giving rooms at a very affordable rate to people who wants to experience luxury stay but are not that much efficient with the amount of money that they have.
The pocket is not as deep.
The pocket is not as deep.
Right.
So I have I've tried to create that green market for myself, and I have hit that market bangs on since the day one of the onset of this business.
Right. How long has it been, Ketan?
It has been roughly 500 days of operations, and I've had enough bookings, and I've had like bookings that has and what the best part is about the business is that I have always been able to understand the needs of the customer,
right,
and then cater to those need of the customer,
right,
and then the need were very, very simple. The need
right,
was always simple, to focus on what they were not getting in other
right,
places, and
right,
to give them what, like in my hotel we say it like घर का feeling दो. तो
right,
घर का feeling अगर आप किसी को दे दोगे तो
right,
automatically they will be connected to you
right,
in a more efficient way rather
beyond
than
a professional relationship.
Beyond a professional relationship.
True, true,
And
true.
in a hotel industry, anywhere if you go, if you find people, like for example, if someone is traveling to
right,
say from point A to point B,
right,
so over there you would always try to, if you have say all the things that you remember in your
right,
life, that is
right,
your memories,
right,
are based on the interactions and the good moments that you share or the bad moments that you share with someone,
true,
right? So it's like, it's never the middle ones, it's either very good moments or the very bad moments. So I try to create those very good moments with people,
yeah,
and I try to just have an impact. So that is one thing to begin with. It's a small thing that has made a lot of changes in my hotel, because I never had a lot of fun. I always had a very limited fund,
right,
and we are actually talking to people who have limited fund and who want to grow big in life.
right.
So with limited fund, if you want to grow big, you have to be humble and at the same time understand what the customers they actually need, and
right,
what they, and somewhere down the line sometimes they need something but they're not able to express it. But once you
break the ice,
you break the ice, you get to inside the person's that
psyche
private zones,
person, yes,
then you will be able to actually understand that
right,
the need is something else and other people were catering to some other aspect of their
right,
need.
right.
So they were not exactly hitting the bullseye when it comes to need,
right,
and that has helped me build a decent business. And Ketan Regency is a boutique hotel in Kalikapur, which is in South Calcutta, and it's a nice place. It's a very open area where there's little bit of less traffic as compared to the rest part of the city. So it also allows
until now, yes,
until now, and it allows.
yes.
So it's still developing. It's not completely developed. So it allows a little bit of easier way of commuting over
right,
to the hotel.
right,
And again, South Calcutta is, since it's much more filled with Bengali people, and Bengali people are a little more emotional,
right,
so it's easier to get, if you can connect with that aspect of those people,
right,
it's easier to
right,
get to the customers, like to build a relationship with the customer.
True, true.
So we are basic
boutique hotel,
and
understood.
yeah, and we
Right.
We are present in online platforms such as Booking.com,
Yes.
Agora.
Yes.
Like there are a lot of platforms, and we are tied up mainly with Oyo, and it has helped us grow our business. Like that has been our major
Right.
marketing partner,
Right.
and through that we have also. So once what happens is, once the customers they come from online, we
Right.
have our database where we enter the customer details, and then we try to communicate again with those customers and
Right.
try to make them our customer directly. So again, this way you can also, there are a lot of people. So there are two modes of the business. So
Right.
one is we call it direct bookings, like the bookings that are coming through directly to us without any third party. And then there is a mode which is involving a third party, such as
Right.
say Oyo or Agora or
Right.
Booking.com.
Right.
They are cutting a commission, and then those bookings are coming to us.
Right.
So these are the basic broad two bookings that we get.
Right.
And our focus has always been on the direct bookings. That is how self-sufficient can we be, and
Right.
how can we survive alone without any third party. That has always been our priority, and we are still moving towards that.
Right. So,
And-
so the point, so the interesting aspect is, of course, like I want to know that anybody can construct a building, sign up with Oyo, right? So what we want to know is the differentiating factor, like at the point about the outlook. That first of all, you win the game because you have the initial outlook that I am not going to depend on a aggregator app for business.
True.
That is extra. Whatever comes is extra.
True.
Definitely, huge respect for that. Now coming to my question about the first aspect, like you said, you want to, you are more eager for direct customers.
True.
I get one aspect that the customer who came via an aggregator, you try and convert that customer to a direct customer next time.
True.
But what about reaching out to completely uninitiated folks who are potential customers?
So, for example, we are also listed in Google. So,
Right.
so what happens that once a customer comes from, say, an aggregator platform.
Right.
So, another way that we get marketing, that we have got marketing, is word of mouth. And second way is through Google, because people who come through, there are a lot of people who do Google searches by their own. Like if you search hotels in South Kolkata, say in 9th or 10th, my hotel name would be appearing. So by default, it gives me a kick. So a lot of people get to my hotel through that aspect, and a lot of people get to my hotel through word of mouth. I have not done any marketing otherwise than listing my hotel to Oyo. I have neither paid not even a single penny to anyone to market my stuff. It has all been organic marketing, and it has been mainly just because what I feel is the most important aspect, which has always been the most important thing, is the word of mouth marketing. Because once you are giving good services and people are very, very happy, they will be very excited to tell about your business. They will go to their pals, they will go to their friends and family members, and they will tell good things about the hotel, and then those people will directly contact you without. So I have got a X amount of inventory which allows me to cater to say 2x, say as per that inventory, the amount of the market that I've created is so large that I do not need now any external
You essentially
marketing.
ensure that the demand is more than the supply.
Yeah, the demand is always been more today. Even say, for example, today my demand is much more than what the rooms I have. Had I had say double the number of rooms, I would have easily catered to the customers. So that is the amount of impact that I've created.
Essentially, it boils down to that. No matter how much you market yourself, it still boils down to the service that you provide.
Exactly.
No matter how much you market yourself.
Exactly.
So
and the relationships that you keep.
Exactly, relationships that you keep. So I often tell this to folks, who have meetings with. Say there may be a restaurant. I remember, I won't name the restaurant, but there was a long back there was a pub. So I was interacting with them. I was interacting with the owner as well. So he was like, नहीं आप कुछ ऐसे करिए, typical कि viral कर दीजिए ऐसे करके कुछ करके कि ऐसे photo लीजिए या ऐसे video बनाइए. So then before I take up responsibility, I spend some time and trying to understand how the business is doing. Is a digital augmentation going to help? And if it is going to help, what is the ultimate deal breaker or deal maker? Right. So over there I observed that the basic problem that the place had was that of parking. Because it was a pub, and the problem was that they did not have valet parking, they did not have space for parking. I addressed this with the owner. And I can, with digital media, you can ensure that A, somebody knows about your place, and B, if you are lucky, if your marketing has really been bang on, somebody actually invests time, money, and comes to your place. So I can do that. But I can't make sure that your customer who has come via your marketing to get parking. You need to solve a service related issue first. So he didn't listen to me. We didn't go forward. Definitely, it didn't materialize. We eventually parted ways. But what I'm trying to say is that no matter how much you augment,
what Sohail means is that marketing can bring someone to the place to enjoy a particular service or product. But he cannot make the marketing aspect itself cannot make sure that that person comes back again and again. The place itself has to ensure by the service, by the product, that person returns to the place again and again. It can never. Marketing just allows you to enter it's just like a ticket to the stadium. But then, for example, if you are a spectator, then it's okay. But if you want to be a good player, then you have to keep on playing and hit sixes and hit fours, and then again you'll be retained in the team.
Right.
Otherwise, you'll be thrown out of the team. So
Right.
that is how it works. Like the selectors can select you. Marketing is more like the selector who's just selecting you. But
Right.
if you are not performing,
If you are to retain, yes.
you'll have to make the relationship. You'll have to hit the bullseye with what the customer needs. You have to
Right.
create a niche and
Right.
then
Right.
hit that niche
Right.
and then make
Right.
sure that you keep on repeating it. You cannot be lagging also.
Coming to the technical point,
Yeah.
so you said that all you did was listed yourself on Google.
Yes, listed. One thing was listed myself in Oyo, listed myself in Google,
Yes.
and then the most important thing that to give proper service, like what the other hotels like
No,
say
that definitely I
Yeah,
understood.
exactly.
Coming to the digital technical aspect, so like you said, you listed yourself on Google. You just
True.
did a simple Google business listing.
Yeah.
Did you create a Google My Business page?
Yeah, I did create
And you did it on your own?
Yes.
Did
I
you have an experience of using
I
Google
did.
My Business page earlier?
No, I
How
never
did you
had.
figure it out?
It was very easy. You can just Google and just Google.
Right.
You can use Google to create a Google My Business page.
right?
So it's very comfortable. And anyone
Now,
can.
coming to, did you use any other tool? Did you use WhatsApp? Do you use WhatsApp to because I've seen you have
yes,
there are a few groups here and there.
I have WhatsApp for my own internal bookings understanding. Since my bookings are the number of inventories I have is little less,
Right.
and still it can be figured out in WhatsApp and like
So you
managed
deal
in
with
WhatsApp.
customers real time on WhatsApp.
Yeah, we have to. Again, this is the after one customer comes in, then we have the contact of the customer. We try to take the WhatsApp number of the customer.
Right.
Then again,
Do you add them to a WhatsApp group or do you?
we do not. We never. See, this hotel business is a very private business.
True.
Everyone has their own way.
So you have, supposing, I'm sorry to cut you, but if you have, say, 500 customers, supposing.
Yes.
So you have 500 individual WhatsApp chats with 500 different people.
Yes, we'll do that because to understand that the privacy of the customer is important.
No, I understand. You can't just create a group thing. I understand that.
So I can have a
so you
broadcast, but I cannot have
you can
a
have
group broadcast. I can have a broadcast with one message going to a lot of people.
So
But
you
then I
use
can-
WhatsApp broadcast message
Yeah, we
for
definitely. That's
WhatsApp?
we use WhatsApp
And
broadcast.
how has WhatsApp interaction helped?
So our direct booking is say 50% through calls, 50% through WhatsApp, and
Right.
say 5%. Like if you minus 2.5, 5% is through Google messages. Like those.
Right.
Yeah, there are
But
messages.
Google does the initial job of presence, establishment,
True.
map location,
True.
and a contact number. So since we're talking about Google, another thing I wanted to ask you is, do you get to see how many people have searched for your?
Yes, I do get to see. So, for
Right.
example, like the last time I checked, in the last 1 month, there has been 26,000 plus.
In the
hits.
last month.
In the last month,
As in
30
the
days.
month of August?
In the last 30 days.
Last 30 days, 26,000.
26,000. There has been
26,000
views. Yeah,
That means every day 1,000 people have.
Every day, approximately 900 people are hitting. It could be say map views, it could be say search views, and it could be different ways in which Google, associates
Brings
with,
your listing up.
So it is like Google hits. There are like
So every
26,000.
day, close to 900 people have
Yes.
had.
So basically,
have known there is an awareness creation.
True.
And this is all for free.
This is all for free.
You have not paid any marketing
I have
agency.
not paid
nothing.
anyone even a single rupee, and it happens just because of the kind of service and the amount of people that comes in every day. There are 70 to 80 people coming in.
So every day there are 70 to 80 people coming in. Okay.
People coming in. There are like a lot of people from Swiggy and Zomato. The people
Right.
get ordered. They also come
Right.
in. So
Right.
the Google hits is an aggregate which the entire number is not a justification, but
Right.
it shows the presence is there. So it's very
Right.
important to understand.
No, that still it is an awareness. Impression is an impression.
Exactly.
Today people, brands spend a lot of money even just for impression. I have run impression ads for rupees lakhs, where just an impression is to be created.
So impression has been created as a byproduct of a good service. Say those
A sale has been made or interaction has been done.
Yeah.
I understand that. So coming back to WhatsApp, so you saying that you use you maintain a database for your customers and you use a broadcast.
True.
So how did you come about understanding that this tool can be used?
So for example, I understand what the customer needs. So in this case, the
Right.
customer needed the privacy aspect more than anything. So, and another thing, there is an emotional connect. Like a lot of people, so you have to understand the kind of customers that are coming to your hotel and segregate that. So, for example, someone would be coming, there are couples who come in, there are people who come here to celebrate birthday parties, there are people to celebrate, they come to just have a get together with their friends, have a couple of drinks and enjoy their time. And there are people also who come in to you watch cricket matches and football matches. Since we in all our rooms we offer this smart TV, which gives them the option
to... so you have smart TV
we have got smart TV, which is a small differentiating factor, but it has created that it has created that market for those people who are a sports enthusiast.
So you have a smart TV where anybody can watch Netflix and anything they want,
if they have that subscription by themselves.
Understood.
And
needless to say,
we offer them platform with the hardware services, but then the software.
So that is a very big differentiating factor, because I remember my wife really loved. We were staying in a hotel in Jamshedpur, and hotel wasn't anything fancy. Service was quite bad, but the only reason my wife liked the presence was because there was a smart TV and we could watch whatever we wanted.
Exactly. So again, so it opens up a door to a different segment which other people have not connected. So it is just a segment targeting, like so through that investment of say extra amount, I targeted a different segment.
Definitely. But, so like I was saying, so I've covered the topic of Google listing for you. I've understood you, but still you didn't really explain to me how you came about the idea, because I understood the privacy aspect that WhatsApp is important, but it's a quite an ordeal that maintaining an Excel sheet with numbers of customers. Did you get to know it from somewhere, or did any past experience, work experience that you understand?
I always understand that there has to be one device that has to be so this is again maintaining Excel, and you can also have softwares or say a different say website through which you are sending messages to customers. That could be one way. But then I never did that way, because people are using mostly WhatsApp. So that is the most.
No point expecting somebody to go to another platform.
Exactly. So if someone is already using WhatsApp and they are opening WhatsApp every day, so if you just send them a message, the chances of them opening that message of yours is much higher than they're opening other apps than installing some other stuff for you. And there'll be 2% people having Excel in their phone, but 100% people will have WhatsApp. So just by law of average, it makes sense. Just by using common sense, and do not try to create a different platform, but rather create your space in that platform. So that is what my goal has been, and I have been able to do that.
Now I'll come to the big question, which is relevant to me, is because whenever I go for I've been a social media marketing guy. I earn my bread and butter through that. So I meet a lot of different people, asking for a lot of different services, having a very different idea, different varieties of ideas of how social media works. And primarily, everybody imagines social media to be this magical place that they can quickly post something, anything relevant, irrelevant about their brand, and they expect customers to just flock to them. I don't blame them, because they have grown up in an era where the digital space wasn't there. But no matter how much I try and make them understand that it's like trying to put your banner on a road, on a street in Calcutta, and expecting everybody in Calcutta to know about your brand. So definitely. So what has happened is I've met with a lot of different type of people. So coming to my question to you is what I've seen that you steered away from Instagram and Facebook.
Yes.
And I want to know from you very concisely, what is the reason? A few big reasons that you have steered away. What made you take this decision? Because it is a very conscious decision as a business.
Yes, I understand.
To stay away from social media.
Since I'm using Facebook since 2008, so somewhere down the line it could have been a very obvious choice to be there.
It is a first obvious choice. People often, the first thing that they do before their business is even operational, they make a page and they ask their friends, please like my page, please support. I don't know what will happen magical, what they think magical will happen if some friend likes your page. But anyway, yes, coming to your aspect, how did you steer and how did you take this conscious decision?
Again, this boils down again to that. One aspect is the privacy aspect, which I'll not get into deeply. That Facebook also.
That is established.
Yeah, established. There are people liking it. See, a lot of people will not want to
Publicly associate with,
publicly say that they are coming to a hotel and having a get together or a party.
Right.
But if it's their will, they want to show it to a specific people. But if I share it, a lot of other people might see it and it could create a hassle for them.
Right.
So to again, that privacy aspect is one of the aspects. Second thing is ki, when from my business perspective, again there's time is also an important aspect. If I'm associated with Facebook or Instagram, I have to keep on updating, and if I have to keep on keeping that brand image in that place. So I do not want. I'm not stuck with that thing. Ki I have to.
This is a very valid point, because a lot of businesses just start career, and they don't imagine ki what will happen tomorrow if your socials are just lying empty.
So again, it will create a very bad impact if there is only 2 or 3 posts, and if I'm not being able to give valid amount of time in there, and it is actually not giving me exact amount of return, because already my demand is higher. So there's no need. So when there is no need, why would I spend that extra time also? Because I know, again, if I'm not being able to take out from that aspect, slowly and gradually my focus in that aspect will come down, and then I'll be posting less amount of posts and all, and then again that would be a negative aspect for my business.
It's more harmful than beneficial.
So that ways I have tried to refrain myself from using it. But again, say if I'm having a portfolio of hotels, then I might do that. If I'm having a portfolio of hotels, then I might start my own aggregator app also. But then that's a different aspect. But at this point of view, you have to understand who are
the level we are mediocre, mid-level
businessmen, and we are trying to say per room revenue for my hotel is much higher than any of the 10 hotels that is there in my cluster.
Vicinity,
So that is how I work. So I see the revenue per room. That is how the hoteliers work. And that is how even a person should work. It could be on the basis of time, it could be on the basis of one aspect, that Y aspect should be there, and the X aspect should be the revenue.
Now interestingly, you began your journey into hospitality when in the outbreak of COVID, where the hospitality industry was crying. You pulled through it because of various reasons, of course. I understand that. But what do you think the future holds for the hospitality industry? For instance, if you ask me what the future holds for, say, the social media business, now I will tell you that the future is bleak, because it is essentially, this whole conversation proves that social media essentially is taking a backseat, and it is no longer as much of a requirement as it was.
Again, it could be a ticket. It could not guarantee you a very good, customer, repeat customers. It could be just a ticket.
It could be an entry point, definitely. It will be there still time. I'm just talking about the future. So coming to hospitality, what do you think the future holds for hospitality, given the pace at which things are moving? For instance, experiences are becoming more and more virtual.
True.
Right? The concept of physically meeting, interacting, physically going anywhere is difficult. Is slowly diminishing. For example, the largest impact on the aviation industry. When I was doing my graduation, I got to know about this. A teacher asked me, he asked me that what do you think was the largest impact of the aviation industry? And interestingly, the answer was the largest impact was the concept of video conferencing. Because the moment video conferencing began, people stopped taking as many flights to go for meetings. So you don't know when what aspect of any other business is going to impact your business. So similarly, just roughly, what do you think the future holds for the hospitality industry at large?
So hospitality industry is a very big industry. If I focus on the hotel industry, where people come and stay, if I just focus on that aspect, then it will always stay, and it will coexist with a lot of other aspects as well. Say, for example,
feeling the small nitty-gritties may change. You may make the room smaller, or you may make make it cubicles, or make it simpler, or make the all over experience different. But
you can change. You can give them a very homely kind of service. You can create, say, theme-based services.
Or you may even the way it is in Japan, that you have sleeping pods. Maybe that is the future of hospitality, that you just need a place to just go and sleep for 8 hours.
Yes, so that could be, again, a sleeping pod is basically they are catering to the different kind of different niches. So when it comes to overall broad aspect of hospitality, So
Right.
hospitality has got a lot of this aviation also comes under
Hospitality.
hospitality, and then
Yes.
there's like the industry is very big,
Very vast.
so
yes.
a very vast industry.
Yes.
So if you just focus on the hotels will always stay, and because people will travel,
Because it has been there from time immemorial.
and you cannot replace it through, say, you cannot have a moving hotel. It cannot exist.
Right.
So you cannot create a virtual hotel and
Right.
make people stay there
Right.
in a. So just
People
by
need to physically actually go to places.
the
Yes.
people has to go physically to
Right,
places and
right,
stay.
right.
So just for example, garments can still be bought and sold
Online,
from an
physically,
X
yes.
place, say from a very tier 3 area
Right.
to a tier 1 area ka ekdam
Right.
proper sa location, and
Right.
it can be just delivered within a day.
Right.
But still, like, you can deliver groceries, but you
Right.
cannot deliver a hotel room.
Hotel room.
So you have to have that hotel room. You'll have to have people coming there and
Right.
staying there, and you again those services and all. The people also cannot travel along,
Right.
like
Right.
say.
Right.
So there are a lot of aspects. So it cannot. It is something that is just like construction
Irreplaceable. It
business.
needs to be there.
Construction business, real estate business
Right.
will always exist.
Similarly,
Similarly, hotel business will always exist. The
definitely.
platform will change. The booking. So what has happened is,
Experiences may change.
Yeah,
The
so
means approach angle
one
may change.
thing that has already changed and that will not change is that the fact that previously the hotels were situated near the railway stations, near the airports,
Hospitals, yes.
and near the places where there were, say, some particular X amount of services like hospital
Or
But
places
now-
of worship.
Yeah, places of worship. But now the things have changed.
Right.
Now you can just Google, understand the distance. Say for example, from my place, the hospital is 2 kilometers away. So
Right.
someone might prefer my place, my hotel, more than a hotel which is just, say, 200 meters from that hospital, because my hotel rating is better, the
Right.
rooms are better. So
Right.
distance basically
Yes.
has become a small
Distance and the awareness of customers as well.
Yeah.
Initially, you had to rely on the experience of a phone call, but
Yes.
now you have experiences of complete strangers who can give anybody can just give a rating
Yes.
that I found a cockroach in the bed.
Exactly.
And you have to take care of it.
Exactly.
So there's no fudging it.
So you cannot get away. You have to give good service,
Right.
because Google is there, and Google is like the proper, person who audits your hotel
Right,
again and
right,
again.
right.
With there's like always say Google Devta who will keep a
Everything is
eye
recorded,
on you.
everything is recorded
Everything
for-
is
yes.
you are accountable for everything.
Yes.
So you'll have to be sure about that you are good from your part, and again that it will
Right.
Return as a
As an
customer
investment,
satisfaction.
definitely,
Things would come
definitely.
back. So this is going to stay,
Right,
and
right.
it's hotels are something that is very close to my heart, because
Right.
this is the first time I've actually felt high on my life, and
Right.
it has helped me.
Right.
So anything and everything that someone does, and
Right.
the most important thing that I feel that is, if that thing helps that person build in confidence and build in self-belief.
True.
So, and that has helped me to help other people build other businesses, because
True.
the basic aspect remains the
It gives
same.
you a lot of clarity on
Uh-huh.
many things, not apart from the exact business that you're
Exactly.
doing.
So,
Understand that.
And the digital thing, again, one has to understand for the digital platforms and the social media marketing, common sense is one single important aspect that has to be there. And
It may burn a few people, but it is the
it is
truth.
very, very important to use it again and again. And
Right.
if you are not using it, then the system would automatically force you to use it. So you start using it
Or push
on
you out.
yourself. Yeah. So that ways it's important to use common sense and have a brief understanding of a lot of things which are going around. That is also important. That's how the approach should be.
Anyway, and wrap it up at this stage. As always, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Sohail. This is my
thanks to
first interview, and I know because it's kind of a biased interview because Sohail knows me for a long time.
That is, see, I won't say it is biased. It is, of course, in certain aspects it is biased because that is in my personal head. That those are different aspects. Now because the thing is that they are sitting here because you have crossed the difficult questions. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. So the concept of bias doesn't come in this aspect. Nonetheless, I would like to thank my viewers. If you have joined us till this far, then thank you. You really are eager to know about businesses and about how digitally the world is moving forward.
And just one thing, have self-belief. Self-belief is the single most important aspect in someone that can just move mountains.
True.
Have self-belief, everything is possible.
True.
Everything is possible.
True. I can feel the dedication of Ketan when he's saying that. You can feel it in his voice. And that only means that it is true.
Yeah, it is true.
And you can take it from a somewhat...
If Sohail and I can sit here and say this, then a lot of people can actually do anything and everything that they have targeted and they will achieve it.
True. So thank you, Ketan, for joining. If people like this conversation, maybe we'll make a part 2 where we can talk about our unsuccessful venture in the past.
Yes, we'll do that.
If you want to know about that, please like this video.
Yes.
And
do like this video.
Do stay in touch.
Yes.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Take care.
Take care. Bye.